Hi,
So,
I'm Angus from that Eurovision site, and today I'm joined by the excellent Marius Bear, who is representing Switzerland in the Eurovision Song Contest with his song "Boys Do Cry." First of all, how are you?
hi everybody. Hey, I'm good. I just came back from the rehearsal from the second one, and I'm in a good mood. It's the sun is shining outside, and I'm ready.
How was the first? How were your two rehearsals?
Hey, really cool. So the first one was already. It felt really good to be on the stage and sing the song and having all the movements in my mind, do what I have to do. And then in the second rehearsal, we tried some makeup things, as you can see. But I just watched it and was like, it's a bit too much. It's a bit too much for the song. So I think in the third rehearsal we will take this away.
But that is exactly what the rehearsals are for, trying stuff like that.
Definitely trying
So,
stuff, because sometimes it's so important, Boys to Cry, the song, that it's really focused on my eyes and on my sides, and we try to get the focus more into my eyes, but I think that's too.
yeah. So speaking of your staging, especially because, as you say, you're still working out some things. So, what can you tell just about the process of creating it and just the choices that your creative director and you have made about it?
Sasha is doing a great job with the lightning and everything. It's hard to get everything together. I mean, I couldn't do this. I mean, it's crazy when we watch it. We got 20 minutes time, and she goes like, "Okay, we need this camera there, the light there, this," and I go like, "Wow!" She's just delivering it all the time, and that's yeah, I have big respect from her. She's doing a great job.
That's amazing. So, besides Eurovision, you've been very busy. You released your second album in this March. So were you always planning on bringing out an album around the time, or was that more of a later decision?
I mean, we prepared an album after this long Corona break, so I had time to write songs, and I did it. And we wanted to release an album as fast as possible because we wanted to be back on tour through Switzerland and Germany. That's why we decided to release the album before the Eurovision. But we already have the next few singles prepared, and after Eurovision, I'm going to UK for some songwriting with some friends of mine. So it chill out holidays and music, and yeah.
Exciting times. Your album did very well in Switzerland. It charted in top five. And now you're going to get exposure across all of Europe and beyond with Eurovision. Are there any plans or hopes for a European tour?
Yeah, the plan and the hope, of course, is to, or my biggest aim is to do like a nightliner tour through Europe. Like jump into a bus, play a venue, sleep in the bus, and then the next morning you wake up in a new city. So that was always my biggest dream. Hopefully that would work out soon. Yeah.
Um, I always love asking this question, and you already said that you're going to do some more songwriting, so this is perfect time to ask it. What is your songwriting process like, especially for Boys to Cry?
So we wrote Boys to Cry. Me and my main songwriter, Martin Gallop. He's based in Berlin, but he's Canadian. And we wrote the song in a hotel, in a 25 hours hotel in Zurich. Just one evening together. We just had a vibe, and here it was.
Do you usually also write songs like that, where they just sort of come out naturally, or do you try to look for specific source of inspiration or something else?
So the idea of a song, it starts when I hang out with friends, when I'm out. For example, here in Turin, I already wrote down some little quotes because I had like a really special meet up with someone, and then I start to write down quotes and little melodies, and then with this whole package, I'm going to friends of mine, and then we hang out, have a beer, and we write songs.
That's
That
great.
easy.
Yeah. Sometimes it can be that easy. you performed on TV before, which not all Eurovision artists can say, of course, but you've performed on TV before, including I Can See Your Voice in 2020 on RTL and some other performances. Do you feel that performances like that have helped you prepare for Eurovision?
That's a good question. I think it helps me that I'm prepared for Eurovision, but not prepared for this song, because Boys to Cry, like, this performance is such a different than I would normally perform another song on television, because it has a different emotion under it, you know. Like, Boys to Cry, it's not about, most of other like TV shows, you go like showing off and you're like, oh, okay, I can sing and I can sing that high, I can dance like this. And Boys to Cry doesn't do that. So Boys to Cry is a song which creates a mood, and it's not about showing off. It creates a mood, and you really have to have your eyes straight into the camera and focus on the camera and get this feeling into the living room and give the people like a 3-minute long embrace with it.
Definitely. For people who like the song and are now getting to know you and who like the mood you create, what other songs of yours would you recommend?
I have this great, so if they like slow song, moody songs, I have a great song which is called Not Loud Enough. It's a really emotional track. Or Unsteady Love, that's one of my new album. Or there are party songs like Good Love, which is perfect song for a festival, for festival vibes. So I'm quite on different genres. Like, I'm always, that just like life is, you know, it goes up and down and up and down. It's a roller coaster.
Sounds great. Coming back to Eurovision for a moment, Switzerland had a bit of a rough patch for a while, and then they had a couple of successful years now again. How would you say that people in Switzerland talk and think about Eurovision?
Mostly, Eurovision isn't so popular in Switzerland as in other countries. But since Luca Hänni and John Steers did such a great job, it came up back again, so people are watching it. And I think this year, I think a lot of Swiss people will watch the Eurovision. So that's a bigger pressure now for me.
Yes, but it would also be great just performing for more people, for you, and just, I think, in general, for the contest and just for Europe. So speaking of, what has, of course, besides being at Eurovision, you also had the pre-party season and everything that belongs to Eurovision, that entire experience, right, of the contest. What has been your favorite experience so far?
Unfortunately, I was just at one pre-party, because the other dates were at the tour for Switzerland, and to focus on this. But I was at the pre-party in Madrid, and it was unbelievable to be first time in this ESC bubble, and having like, I think there were like 2,500 people in front of you, and they go like, and they can sing a song. And that's fucking mind-blowing. It's crazy. I mean, I played already a few festivals in Switzerland with about 10,000 people, but it's a festival. And there at the Eurovision, you feel there's like much bigger energy, because people are really going for it, you know. And yeah, it's definitely, the whole journey through Eurovision it's a once in a lifetime experience.
Speaking of Madrid, it was a bit of a conversational tweet. You took your shoes off during, like, maybe you remember, like, what? Can I ask what that was about? You don't have to answer if you don't.
I just did it. I do it. I do when I'm on tour, and if I do my shows, I love to perform without shoes. And yeah, and I just felt I like it, so I just did it.
I mean, there are a couple of winners in Eurovision who won without wearing shoes, so maybe it's a show of good luck, if anything.
But I've already heard like someone, because he put off his shoes, he was at the last place too. So I think that it
can go either way.
Matter, yeah. And I've got like really heavy shoes on, so I won't take off my shoes.
I'm sorry, I sometimes I'm a bit scatterbrained.
Oh, good.
So, especially now that you've rehearsed 2 times, you have maybe a bit of a feeling of where you are in the running order, what countries are playing around you, and how do you feel about your place in the running order?
At the semi-final, you mean?
Yeah.
On the semi-final, we're at the four. I think fourth. That's a good place. Because the attention of the audience is still here, so they're a bit warm, you know. And I think it's cool that the act before me, it's quite an upbeat act, so it's cool to have to take it down, you know, to have this dynamic and having kind of the opposite than the artist did before, and also the artist after me is gonna go up again, and I think that could help a lot for Boys to Cry.
Definitely. So before I let you go, do you have any message to the viewers of this interview?
Hey, yeah, have a listen to the song. Have a listen. There's like the first rehearsal is now on YouTube. Have a look, and if you like it, give me a thumb up. And I wish you all a wonderful day and lots of love from Turin here, Marius. Bye-bye.
Yeah. If you like Marius' song and you live in France, Italy, or one of the countries that participate in the first semi-final, you can vote for him. He's fourth in the running order, so just make sure that you text or call the right number for that. Thank you so much for your time and good luck.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.